Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to nature. I'm actually here on my driveway of my cabin. So, let's talk about Jupiter entering in Pisces, right? Not Jupiter from your sun sign and own sign and ascendant. It's like I told you in the disclaimer in the video that I made for all the ascendants. I was actually quite lenient on the percentage. I said 75%. Actually, it's more like 95%, 90%. Okay? That those yearly transit don't do nothing unless I am looking at the dasha, antradasha. I'm looking at if they're going over a certain planet, bringing a certain result. You know, so yeah. But the thing is, Jupiter in Pisces itself, on a mundane basis, works. On a mundane basis, works. Okay, so let's talk about that. And remember, my Charadasha course is currently on, and you can watch it anytime. You can watch it in the next 20 years on KRSchannel.thinkific.com, or you can check out the links here. And I am currently putting up marriage timing there. Next is going to be timing for purchasing a property. So I'm going to do that, and after that, I believe it's promotions and career. So we're going to focus on that. So anyway, Jupiter in Pisces. So Jupiter just entered Pisces till next year for 1 year. Okay. And Pisces, okay, Pisces is a place where Jupiter is resting. Okay. Jupiter is resting. Because when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, which is its own Mool Trikon sign, he is advising related to war. See, many people don't understand or even think that Sagittarius is actually a sign connected with war. The symbolism itself is the archer on the horse. It's like a soldier just shooting and killing. And what do most wars happen on, or has been happening on, in the world since we know the beginning of time? It's over religion. It's over my God versus your God. That's the stupidity of human beings that I'm observing on this planet until I leave this planet and make my report and give it to whomever I'm supposed to report to about this stupid, idiotic planet of your guys. But anyway, I digress. Now, Jupiter in Pisces becomes the resting place of Jupiter. It is the ashram of the Guru. It is the place, the home of the Guru. Remember, Sagittarius is like where Jupiter is at the king's court, advising the king and the general how to deal with and how to play the politics of war. Now Jupiter, the Guru, has gone to rest. This is where all the chelas are. This is where all the, the disciples are taking care of the Guru. And this is exactly the place, not Sagittarius. So think about it. Can you get blessings of a Guru in Sagittarius, or can you get blessings of a Guru in Pisces? See, in Sagittarius, Guru is working, Guru is lecturing. You could be sitting in front of the Guru, okay, and you have to first listen to what the Guru has to teach you. He does not care about anything else. But when the Guru goes into Pisces, now you can go into his home, touch his feet, touch her feet, or get, blessings of them. Ask whatever questions you want about life, about yourself with the Guru. So this is truly where we understand the divinity. Pisces is the sign where we understand the divinity, where you see the actual hidden powers of the Guru. And especially Pisces, knowing it's a water sign, okay, and Pisces is the sign of two fishes going around each other, right? Going around each other. Especially if you read in Bharat Jataka, written by B. Surya Narayan Rao. All the other Bharat Jataka are nowhere compared to what B. Suryanarayan Rao has written in the notes. And he talks about Pisces being a sign with two fishes going round and round, meaning they're chasing each other. They don't go anywhere. They just keep going in circles. So when you're in Pisces and you're in the home of the Guru, what do all the disciples do? They chase the Guru round and round and round. They keep themselves around the Guru. Nothing else matters. They just keep going round and round. This is what happens with Pisces. And this is why Pisces being the end cycle of Jupiter, where Jupiter finds moksha. This is now the place that Guru has now done all the work in the world. Okay? And now has come home and is ready to take a samadhi. But he is just going to be finishing certain things. He's going to be resting, he's going to be blessing people, he's going to be advising all the chelas what to do. But this is the final resting place of Jupiter before it's reborn again in Aries next year. Before Guru comes in again and said, okay, I've got to restart my work in the world. See, even the place of the Guru, the post of the Guru, is not a permanent place. The post keeps changing. One Guru finds moksha, a new Guru comes into play every 12 years. And so what happens is, within the 12 years, Jupiter is hoping that you have learned certain wisdoms and lessons of this life, of what to do, of what not to do. Because if you don't learn it, you have to restart again from lesson 1. But if you have learned it, the new Jupiter that comes in, okay, it's now the next stage of the cycle. And this is the place where you will see, especially the entire world, the world itself will look for, this is the time you will see people look for divinity. People, even the atheist will think about God for a moment. Atheists will think about nature for a moment. Something will start to come around and hit the cells of the body where they start to feel something like, wow, there is some divinity here. There's something beyond just my immature belief of everything being random and being the stupid philosophies of Darwin. See, history is so manipulated. It's so stupid and chaotic that you only understand at a certain age that whatever I have learned about history, I don't care if it was my high school here in US, maybe in India, whatever you learn, mostly it's all corrupted BS brainwashing that they want us to know. But when you truly understand what this world is about, you see that the things that you learn about Darwin and you learn about this and, that person, you're like, what a waste of time. What a waste of time. Then hopefully this Jupiter makes you understand as an atheist what a waste of time it was in the past 12 years for you to not understand the true essence of who you are and where you come from. This is why it's important, this Jupiter cycle into Pisces. And because Pisces is what? Pisces is ether. Jupiter is ether. See, Sagittarius is fire, Pisces is water. And what does it say in the Vedas? The space is made of water. I don't know if it's literally made of water or there's some other type of, metaphor to it. But it's water and it's ether, and Jupiter's ether. And what happens when you go beyond our atmosphere into space? The 12th house is dark, it's black, right? And people who go up there, what are the first thing that they will talk about in their conversation? Wow, I felt so isolated, and it's such an awakening experience for me. See, isolation is always an awakening experience for everybody and anybody. Why do you think I'm here? I'm away from social media. I'm away from all the stupid posts and comments of most people, okay? Whether it's my friends, family, or people who follow me. Why do you think I left Facebook? What a junkyard Facebook is. Honestly, it's a complete junkyard. You know, at least here there's something more visual. It's all about the way the interaction is on YouTube for right now. At least it's still a little bit sane. But this is real life, guys. This is real life. This is where your ancestor started. My ancestor started. Okay, amongst these trees, these jungles, having this, this alertness. Because here, let me tell you, on this entire path and driveway, as far as you can see, I'm probably the only one here within 1 mile area. The only thing around me, and this is why I'm kind of like looking around my back, because I hear some things. We have bears, we have mountain lions, we have coyotes. Okay, they roam normal here. So I'm always, and the thing is, the awareness within me awakens more here. Like where I'm at, although I have my safety equipment in my car, and that's I love that exhilaration within me. And then also you have to understand from Pisces, what is Jupiter aspecting? All the moksha houses. 12, 4, and 8th house. So if you look at Aries ascendant as the ascendant, Jupiter is in the 12th house, looking at all the water signs, all the moksha houses. This is why you will see the entire world is now going to start shifting towards more of like this internal contemplation. Like what have we been fighting for over social media? What have we been blaming each other for? And it's funny. You want to know something? The hour that Jupiter entered in Pisces, the hour, my wife wakes up and like, hey, let's go get fishing equipment. I'm like, really? Fishing? Yeah, let's go fishing because we have a lake right there. I mean, you can't see it from here, but she said, let's go, we'll take the kids and we'll fish. All of a sudden, because my wife used to fish with her dad when she was young, so we got fishing equipment right in the first hour. Because I looked at it, I'm like, what is the pressure now? Why are we doing fish? And I'm like, oh my God, Jupiter just entered into Pisces. You see how it happens. Because Sun enters in Pisces every year. We never did that. But now that Jupiter came in as its own sign, suddenly we're like talking about fishes. And it's so crazy. On my Amazon Prime account, this documentary popped up of Noah. It's a 3-part documentary, quite intelligently made. There's some, ignorance there about other cultures, but I was quite impressed. But it was like, here I am watching about Noah and Jesus as soon as Jupiter enters Pisces. Fishes, right? Revati is actually the nakshatra connected with, Christ. But it's funny, as soon as Jupiter just enters, whether it's even in Purva Bhadrapada, we're entering, I'm like suddenly interested in watching this documentary on Noah. But now, obviously, Jupiter is in Purva Bhadrapada. And I believe, I think, I don't know exactly when Jupiter will move into Uttara Bhadrapada. I have to really look at it, maybe a month or two. Jupiter will enter into Uttara Bhadrapada. You will see, once it enters into Uttara Bhadrapada, people will seek to take long travels towards nature. Even though I am in nature, you will see a lot of people will be like, I want to go to a lake, especially lake and mountains. There's somehow something inside you like, I want to go towards lake and mountains. And you will see a lot of people booking cruises, even though a lot of cruises are having issues with the, virus spreading and this and that. But you will see a lot of people wanting to go on a cruise in the Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra. In the Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra, you will also, majority of the people will suddenly shift their gears towards their investments. They will really start looking into what I need to invest in. Investments is very, very important in Uttara Bhadrapada. Aryabhadanya, who is in the deep sea holding the treasure, people start looking into other ways, in order to increase their treasure and their wealth. And it is in Revati you truly see that people start to look at about the environment, wanting to save the environment, wanting to save the animals. You will see a lot of things related to, you will come out like, you know, like every year, or like not every year, like certain years you see a lot of news related to PETA comes out. Like PETA just have the hidden camera here and they're showing this mistreatment of the animals. You're going to see that come out a lot when Jupiter it goes into Revati nakshatra. Okay, and especially because Saturn looks at it, there's going to be major laws passed related to treatment of animals, treatment of cows. You're going to see those things come out this year, especially because both Saturn and Jupiter are putting a very strong point on Pisces, even though they're doing it in Cancer as well. Okay, so you don't be surprised if the real estate bubble bursts this year, because they're both looking at the sign of Cancer. What is that Jupiter and Saturn double transit does? It is here to balance. Okay, it is here. It is here to balance each sign, Pisces and Cancer. When there's some extreme to something, it says, oh, no, this is going too high. Balance it out. Pisces, balance it out. Okay? And you will see a lot of people going into rehabs. Why? Because it's a sign of balance. You have done too much of your ecstasies and DMTs and drugs and hallucinogens. Now it's time for balancing that particular area out. So you will see a lot of people around the world will seek rehab from drug addictions. And this is only happening because Saturn is looking at Jupiter. It's bringing a solution. See, Jupiter is Jiva, right? Jupiter is Jiva. And Saturn is time. Certain things are becoming alive with time. This is why Kapiel Raaj is the one who actually really discovered this understanding of double transit of Jupiter and Saturn. We're just his tiny students. Okay? But it is this concept that shows why the balance comes into the Jiva. Time says it's time for me to balance what is here on earth. But don't think this is some dimensional shift and some ascension is happening. Oh no, you haven't seen the brunt of what the time is going to bring. There's no ascension. You're going to feel like you're in a descension. Okay, you're going to feel like you're in a descension till 2025. So don't think this Jupiter transit becomes this la la land and then this awakening of some portal and all of that. Please, let's become more scientific about Vedic astrology. I love doing those ascension talks, but they're coming right out of my butt. Okay? Here we're trying to become more practical. Here we're trying to understand the super science and how exactly it manifests. But when it comes to finding solutions, finding this new world and new earth, wait till Uranus moves out of Bharani nakshatra. Oh my goodness. I knew this. Uranus coming into Bharani will be something. We have to have Uranus go out of Bharani before we can sing Kumbaya about ascensions and about deep portals opening up. Now, there's another thing that you guys might want to pay attention to when it comes to transits. Look for Mrityu Bhanga degree in Jyotish, in Vedic astrology. So you will not find this in Western astrology. The Mrityu Bhanga degree is a one specific degree where a planet kind of like goes in 6 feet underground. It's like it has its own graveyard and rises up again. Okay? And it's funny, I'm talking about going, dying, and then coming back. And here we are almost to the Easter Sunday. Jupiter in Pisces, what I told you about related to Christ. So here I am naturally talking about reincarnation, or what do you call that? Epiphany. Okay. So, resurrection, sorry. Resurrection. So look back when the 2008 market crash happened. and really research when the market crash really began. It began in August, right when Jupiter was at Mrityu Bhanga degree of Purvashada in Sagittarius in its own sign. But at 17 degree goes underground. And literally between 17 and 18 degree, or 19 degree, I believe, the market crash happened. But see, everybody found out only at the 19th degree. When Jupiter went in, did its thing, came up, and told the world, well, things have to crash. Why? Because Jupiter is a karka of what? Finance, money. So in Pisces, you find, and even in Aquarius, okay? In Aquarius, Jupiter's Mrityu Bhanga degree, I believe, is at 11 degrees. I know in February of this year, I know it hit Mrityu Bhanga degree of in Aquarius. I exactly do not know. I believe it was 11 degrees, right where the Mrityu Bhanga in Aquarius sign occurs for Jupiter. And what happened? Markets just went down from February. Now, Jupiter's Mrityu Bhanga degree is happening at 28 degrees in Pisces, I believe. Okay? Which is not going to be till next year. But here what you will understand is that Jupiter, especially in July, when it's in Scorpio, okay, in Navamsha, by its transit, I believe it's going to be the 4th Padha of Uttar Bhadrapada. Saturn is looking at Jupiter, right? So Karka of the 8th looks at Jupiter. Jupiter goes into Scorpio. In July is where we see either the real estate market crash occurs, or even financial markets will have a major turnaround. Right now it's been down, but July it has something major occurs. The thing is, I can't really pinpoint if it's going to go more down. It's going to be a reversal because it's in Scorpio. It is already down, especially in the US. And especially when US markets are down, the worldwide markets are naturally down. It's kind of like US market is like the Bitcoin of the cryptocurrency. When Bitcoin's down, everything else goes down, right? So during that time I see, because right in, I believe, don't quote me on it, 14 degrees and 30 arc minutes, Jupiter starts retrograding. Or I believe it's 16 degrees, 14 or 16 degrees. Jupiter goes into Scorpio and Navamsha, starts retrograding back. And it'll come all the way back to, like, I believe 6 or 5 degrees till November. Then it goes direct again. And so this is the time of major corrections in the market all over the world. All over the world you will see corrections occurring. And one of the things you will also have to understand about Jupiter or any planet in Pisces, they get lost. In Pisces, they feel lost, which was actually told to one of my teachers, whom you're going to see tomorrow with the Satabhishek video after 2.5 years. Finally, the Satabhishek video was done, and I'll be uploading that either right after this video or tomorrow, okay? But they told me, like, they learned it from their own teacher, that Pisces is a sign where a planet finds moksha. So when you find moksha, like you see one of those yogis in Himalayas, they don't even have clothes on. They'll be completely bare naked walking around. And they will have their chelas, they will have their disciples. They're the one who will put the loincloth on them, feed them. Why? Because they just don't care about this body, about how they look, about shaving, about cutting their nails, brushing their teeth, nothing. Why? Because they have their soul has already transcended to that other higher plane. They're like, I don't care what you're doing to me here. You can even punch me, hit me, go at it. Take me as a punching bag. This is how much, when the consciousness changes in Pisces, this is how quickly you let go of everything. They don't even care about their own family, cousins, children. They're like, do whatever you want. I don't know who you are anymore. Kind of like when Bhishma Pitama, okay, I don't know where I heard this. When Bhishma Pitama, no, I heard it from K.R. Rao actually. He was discussing this about Vishnu Sastranan. And remember, why do you do Vishnu Sastranan? For Saturn Sardisati. Even though Hanuman Chalisa is a very important particular, mantra. So the reason why you do Vishnu Sastranan, because Vishnu Sastranan is connected with not only just Vishnu, but Ram. When you say the word of name of Ram, Hanuman will appear. More than you doing japas of Hanuman, but if you worship Ram, Hanuman appears. Hanuman is the biggest disciple of Ram. Whoever worships Ram, he's like, I'm there for you. Now, I'm digressing. But that's where Bhishma Pitama, when he was on the bed, okay, and Draupadi went and Pandav went to ask him, whatever you guys want to know, ask me. And Draupadi is like, how would I ask you anything divine when you're the one who witnessed my, taking off my clothes by, Duryodhan and Kauravas. He's like, listen, whomever I was that you witnessed there, I'm no longer that. My soul has already transcended to the other side. I'm just here as a completely different person. This is what happens in Pisces. And what you understand, consciousness of the world, right? You want to go into a little bit of ascensions. Consciousness of the world now transcends to that higher plane. But it doesn't go fully because Shani is looking. Shani is like, you got to stay in reality. Stay in reality. I will not let you fully go there, but you're going to have to transcend there. Try to transcend, but whatever you gain there, you have to bring it back here and change. This is what the Saturn aspect on Jupiter doing. This is the reason why you will see this year, many people will go to gurus. Many people will meet gurus and meet, people of higher realms who are just here in the physical body. So you will see a new emergence of people's not just belief, but their dharma related to understanding why they are here, what they're supposed to be doing. So in a way, this brings the change. This brings the change. Now, when Saturn obviously moves into Aquarius while Jupiter's in Pisces, the floodgates open up for those particular 2 months. Then Saturn comes back, goes into retrograde right after June, July. This is where Saturn comes back and looks at Jupiter again. But these particular 2 months, like May, June, and maybe July, this is where you will understand and see a lot of things about wanting to experience higher consciousness, wanting to getting away from all the dirt that you have experienced literally in the past 2.5 years, right? People are just going to let go of those things. And I hope governments around the world also find their divineness there, in giving people their true freedom. All right. So this was my analysis, ladies and gentlemen, about Jupiter and Pisces. Here's the thing, guys. I have so much to give. I can actually go on for another hour or so in Jupiter, literally telling you about each degree in Pisces. Talking to you about how Jupiter, let's say, is in Pisces right now, in Cancer, in Navamsha, then moves into Leo. And Leo is naturally the exalted sign of Jupiter. Leo and Aquarius. Remember, Varamira said it. Jupiter actually behaves better in its exaltation when it's in Leo and Aquarius more than even Cancer. And actually, if you want to read about Varamira, read Bharat Jataka written by B. Surya Narayan Rao. No other version will give you details and decoding the slokas than he does. He's the grandfather of B.V. Raman. That's the book. I think even if you skip Bharat Parasha Hora Shastra, go to that. That itself will be an eye-opening. All right. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Jupiter and Pisces. Again, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. And if you want to know my consultations, my reports, my courses, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later.